just look at this. This is absolutely gorgeous. Oh, smell that roasted lamb. Oh, I feel like I have just toppled off into another century, you know.
Thank you. And all planned from a continent away.
Yes. Oh, and this child, she is so precious and beautiful. What a beautiful baby.
I think our flower girl's wilting.
Oh, well, Whitney. Oh, come on, sweetie. Come on. Thank you for being my little flower girl. Where's your little brother?
I'm not going to bed.
Famous last words.
Well, thank you so much, you two. I can't begin to thank you for all that you've done for us.
Real credit goes to Duncan.
He seems to have disappeared. I fear I'm in for yet another surprise.
I think you can count on it.
Oh, dear. Well, good night, Whitney. Good night.
Should we go?
Good night. Let's go.
So beautiful.
Isn't she?
Can't wait till Duncan and I have children.
Well, now, children are such a delight, Shannon, but for heaven's sake, don't rush it. Enjoy being a bride.
Oh, I will, but I don't even know where we're going to live, Lisa. Suppose Duncan's going to surprise me with that, too.
Well, that's wonderful. Maybe he is going to have many, many surprises, and I hope he does. I tell you, so many women would just die to have the romance like this in their lives.
Yes, if their nerves can stand it.
To your good health, Mrs. McKinney.
Yeah, that's right, Duffy. Thank you. I want to thank you both for making my wedding so perfect.
Well, it's glad we are that we could be a part of it. Hey.
Well, you've been an inspiration to Duncan and me. You've shown that a Scotsman and an Irishman can work together in harmony and good humor.
That's right. There'll be stormy times, make no mistake.
True, Reverend McLeod, but I've heard on many an occasion that reconciliation can be very sweet.
Reconciliation.
Yes.
Drink to that.
Have either one of you seen Duncan?
Your husband has some matter to arrange.
My husband. I like the sound of that.
By the way, Mrs., don't forget you still owe the Reverend and myself a kiss.
Oh, hey.
Oh, well, then I better keep my bargain. I'd hate to go into my wedding in debt.
All right.
And don't forget the matron of honor.
Oh, yes, of course.
I see married barely an hour and flirting already.
I see married less than an hour and already deserted.
Never. You'll know where I was soon enough. But right now, it's time for our first dance as a married couple.
Originals has just canceled their New York show.
Oh, hey, we'll bury them yet.
They're planning a local show, so I think we should have a local show, too.
Why not? The sooner the better.
I'd like to bring in some models from New York and L.A. The locals just aren't good enough, with the possible exception of Julie Wendell, but I know how you feel about her, so we won't use her.
No. I've changed my mind about her. She's hungry. Use her. But don't let her know that I had anything to do with it, all right? Let her think that she's put something over on me. Meanwhile, I want you to really be enthusiastic with modeling agencies from L.A. and New York and talk her up. I will subsidize any contract that gets that girl out of Oakdale.
Done. I'll get back to you.
Right.
Your Honor, I ask that witnesses be allowed in the court only when they're called to testify.
If it pleases the court, Miss Stewart is the only eyewitness. All the others are testifying about the police investigation or about the deceased character and his relationship with Paul. I see no reason to exclude them from the courtroom.
Mm-hmm. I'm inclined to agree with the defense. The witnesses may remain.
What happened? We won that round. Emily can stay.
See, we can press for the exclusion of Emily Stewart.
No, I'd rather not. Her presence may work to my advantage when Lombard and Foley testify. Miss Benedict, are you ready to make your opening statement?
I am, Your Honor.
3 shots. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to keep those 3 shots in mind. 1 shot could be viewed as a reasonable attempt to protect the life of the victim's mistress, Emily Stewart. Even 2 shots could be explained by the nature of Paul's relationship with his father. But 3 shots, 3, can only be explained by one word: passion. According to the laws of the state of Illinois, anyone responsible for a death prompted by sudden, intense passion is guilty of murder in the 2nd degree. Now, you will hear a great deal of testimony about James Stenbeck. You will hear about his crimes. You will hear about his relationship with his son, the mistress, and others. But always remember that James Stenbeck is not on trial here. You will also hear that the defendant is a young man, raised in a world of wealth and privilege, surrounded by powerful and well-connected friends who have gone out of their way to shield him from the consequences of his action. But none of this is relevant to this case, except in the way that it illuminates the passions that were at work in that bedroom the night of the murder.
Can you object to that?
The defense will try to make you believe
we'll have our turn.
It's a simple case of a boy protecting a woman from a man he thought was trying to kill her. But the truth is, this case is anything but simple. It is fraught with passion. So I ask you, listen carefully and consider all the emotions that were unleashed that night. And above all, remember those 3 shots. If you do, I'm sure you will have no choice but to find Paul Stenbeck guilty of a crime of passion and render a verdict of murder in the 2nd degree.